What's up, people? I am back for another video, and we are, I guess technically this could be considered a continuation, I guess a year later, where I'm doing another M. Night movie. We're reviewing the movie Trap. I remember seeing the trailers for this and looked intrigued, I like Josh Hartnett, and I guess I'll say right now, my only positive is I actually think in a better movie, because it's not a spoiler. I mean, this is gonna be a spoiler review, but pretty much this isn't a spoiler. Cooper, that's Josh Hartnett, he's a serial killer. Even in the trailer, you could tell it's him. They didn't really hide that. The only big twist it turned. Anyway, before I get to this, there's so much fucking wrong with this movie. Like, this is arguably this could be like on a technical level his worst fucking movie. Last Airbender is worse just because of what it does. But my fucking god, the level of retardation, contrivance, even the idea is kind of contrived. Like, you're really going to have me believe that the FBI and the police are looking for a serial. So what they're going to do is set up a sting at a concert. Which, for one, you're telling me none of the crowd is panicking? Like, this is going to be a bunch of teenagers because they're going to a Lady Raven, that's his daughter. I think that's M. Night's actual daughter playing her. She's not terrible, but there's nothing to her. This whole movie. So basically, I already given the plot. So most of the movie really is just Cooper trying to find a way out, and it is the most contrived bullshit. The way he gets around. Like, there's a scene where, because I guess he was being nice at a t-shirt kiosk, the guy who works there just decides to give him, like, a free shirt. And not just that, takes him to, like, the employee-only section. So, steals his card, doesn't kill him, but for some fucking reason, there's a killer running around. There's a bunch of security, which makes no sense, because the security really is pointless, because there's a scene, because I guess he has an ID badge. He goes to a room where obviously all the, like, SWAT are, like, doing a strategy, and they're all in this room. Clearly, you're not allowed in. They just let him go by, and it's so retarded. It's like, I guess they think he's an employee, but even then, this room is like, these SWAT are like talking about plans to get this killer. So wouldn't this be like on a need-to-know basis? Yeah, I'm going to be screaming a lot. Sorry, this movie. It's one of those movies that I feel like my intelligence was insulted. Like, are you kidding me? Like, the idea already is kind of contrived. How would this work? They have his profile. Why wouldn't they just try to arrest the guy at his house? And then obviously the reveal, which I'll get to, it's stupid. It's like, they're not going to do this whole shit. But it's like, all right, I'll suspend my disbelief with that. But then it's just everything. And also, these fucking camera angles where it's like let's say it's Josh Hartnett talking to somebody. It's like the shot is almost zoomed in shot of his fucking face. And it makes no sense because it's distracting. It's like, because you'll have like a normal camera view and then it just uber zoom in. And then it, like, they'll do it with the t-shirt kiosk guy too. Like, it's like they're talking and it's like, I don't know if he was going for like this first person, you're almost like you're in the but no. In a different movie, maybe that could have worked, but not in this. It's so distracting because they do it a fucking lot. I'm not kidding you. You'll notice what I've talked about if you're watching this movie. If you're gonna watch it, don't watch it in theaters. Wait till it's on streaming, or even just watch it on the C's like I did. This movie is a waste of time. I'm not kidding you. My only positive pretty much is that Josh Hartnett tried. He at least tried. It's not like I'm like, okay, he did a bad performance. But it was in a good movie. There's a scene later where he's threatening Lady Raven. And I guess it's like he's about to kill her. Because this is another dumb scene. He reveals himself to her. He's the killer. Why? There was no reason. He was already almost out anyway. No. Yeah, in this movie. Well, he takes his daughter. I'll be honest, I don't remember the daughter's name. Because I'm going to be honest with you, she's not that consequential of a character. She's just there that every now and then Cooper can run into. That's it. That's literally it. She has like no actual character. Like even in the end, when she knows he's the killer, she goes and hugs him in the end. But that's it. There's no like actual character with her. So it's not like, oh, it's bad kid actor. It's like, okay, she's barely in the fucking movie. But anyway, so but I'm not kidding you. A lot of the movie is literally just Josh Hartnett trying to find a way out and learn of like what the cops are doing. And there's a sequence where somehow, because I guess he learns the cops are almost onto him. So what he does is he goes in like, I'm assuming it's like a fast food, like food section, food court of this concert, and he puts like oil in like, cause it's like the fryer, right? And it makes no fucking sense. Like, does it boil that big? Whatever. Okay, that's like that kind of shit I can accept. If it was well written, I'd be like, okay, whatever, that can happen. But obviously, explode. You're telling me there was no camera in the kiosk? There's not a camera there. They're not seeing, because it was clearly because what he does, he plants it so it explodes in this woman's face to be a distraction. So he takes like one of the aprons, somehow is able to go on the fucking roof, even though there would be cops by the exits, including the roof. Oh my God, this. Not kidding you. That I felt like my intelligence was insulted, because it's like, fuck, man. It's like, okay, one or two things. Even if we're being real, even the idea, I was telling my friend Mara about this, and I agree with her. Even the idea of this movie is kind of contrived, if we're being real. The whole trap to get the killer, even that's, but it's like, okay, I'll suspend my disbelief if there was not it, but there's so many scenes like this, it just compounds. Goes on the roof, there's SWAT on the roof, and then he tells them, oh, well, I was scared because this accident happened, and then they basically just let him go. And I think one of the SWAT gives him like a code. What the fuck? And then, like I said, there's the scene I was talking about where he posed as an employee, and I guess it's like the employee lounge, whatever, break room, whatever you want to call it. But it still doesn't make any sense, because all this SWAT is squatted up here. They would be like, why are you here? Why are you in here? Even if you're an employee, and they also would probably ask, what's your employment history? So they can prove he's an employee. It's so fucking, because it's stupid, because there's other scenes throughout the film where the cops are like just randomly taking out, like not taking out, but like they're arresting guys who match the fucking description, but somehow Cooper's able to get away with some of the shit he did. Oh, God. Sorry, guys. It's like, that's what I tweeted, the dumbest movie, and not dumb and like dumb fun, like let's say Friday the 13th or 80s action flicks. It's not stuff like that. It's just fucking retarded. Every character's retarded. Oh my God, bro. It's like there's so much of these kind of moments, and then there's a scene where he finds some random indie guy that that's M. Night. That's the one M. Night cameo that actually turns out is Uncle Raven's uncle. Or Lady Raven's uncle. It's like, what? Okay, convenient. He lies to him and says, my daughter has leukemia or had leukemia, but his daughter looks healthy. That's the problem. I don't know if maybe he could say, well, maybe I think he did say had, but even then, if you had it, you would still look a little unhealthy, a little bit. She looks healthy as shit, and they just believe it. They just believe him. It's like, bro. And then the big time celebrity, because Lady Raven in this is like the equivalent of, like, let's say Taylor Swift in our world, right? You're telling me she doesn't have security, they wouldn't vet this guy more, but no, they just let him go backstage. I'm like, okay, but why not maybe just let the daughter backstage? Why does he have to go? This dude who actually fits oh, man, I'm not even into the plot yet. This is going to be a long video. I'm not going to lie. It's not going to be a long video. There is so much fucking retarded in this. Oh. Alright, before I go, I'll keep going off. I will save some of this for the actual review section, but oh my God. And yeah, okay. Also, this movie has like a million endings, because there's an ending. Okay, so I'll just jump ahead a little bit. He forces Lady Raven, because he has a video of one of his victims in like in like a house where he's leaving him, right, to kill him. Basically, he somehow is in a house that's rigged with carbon dioxide, which I'm like, That's not a serial killer. This guy sounds like a super villain. That's like a super villain. That's like some Bond shit. That's some shit you see in a Bond movie. I have someone you like in a room rigged with carbon dioxide and they will die if you don't do this. So basically he threatens that. The Fourth Lady Raven help him find a way out, come with her, and then she goes to his house to stall. Somehow is able to take his phone. That's stupid. And then he keeps trying, because she goes to the bathroom, somehow is able to locate the guy, which, what? Okay, she manages to escape. I'll just spoil it. This is the big twist in the movie. Hold on. Because this big twist is retarded. Turns out his wife, who really is only a character in like literally the last like 20 minutes, because she isn't in most of the movie. Majority of the movie is at the concert, so it's just him and his daughter. Also, yeah, he has a son that really is only mentioned in the end, but the wife. Turns out she, for some reason, suspected he was the killer. Well, initially she thought he was cheating because he was like always out late. I guess she followed him and somehow deduced he was the fucking killer. But instead of going to the cops, even anonymously, she gives them the ticket to the concert, and that is how the cops got the fucking tip. Oh my god, this is retarded, bro. Why didn't you just go to the cops? Oh my, holy shit. I don't know, like, oh my god. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I was fucking screaming. Thank fuck I did not pay for this in the theater, because I'd be even more mad. But even at home, I was like, what the fuck is this shit? It's so convoluted. Instead of just having him say, hey, I suspect my boyfriend is the killer you want, even anonymously, and they can just arrest him. No, they do this. She gives him the ticket so they can do this elaborate shit at the oh my god. That gives us the whole contrived plot that's already kind of contrived anyway, with the whole cops trapping him at the fucking concert. Oh my god. M. Night, what the fuck? Just retire. I'm gonna say it. Just retire. Stop. The only reason Knock at the Cabin was decent because it was a book. It was already established. So you didn't really have to fuck with shit. M. Night, you're way past your prime. Even now, it seems like you're trying to go for this lazy twist. It's not even a good twist. A better twist would have been she was in on it with him. He escapes. He gets arrested, but he manages to escape. And I'll talk about that when I get to the review part. Because I already feel like I'm in the description part of the video. I already feel like I'm going on too long. It's just so bad. It's so stupid. Like, I'm probably just going to title this video So Much Wrong in this movie. Because there just is. There fucking is. It's like every little thing is wrong. The only real positive, I'm going to keep saying, Josh Hartnett tried, and there's a scene where he like almost looks like he's about to kill Lady Raven. He actually did pretty good. Like, he pulled off being intimidating, like, in a better written movie. I think Josh Hartnett could probably play a good serial killer. But in this, because he tries with the shit he is given. And the only reason it only feels like he's intelligent because everyone in this fucking movie is retarded. That's literally what it feels like. He's only one step ahead because everyone else is so fucking stupid. It's not because he's so... it's not like Hannibal Lecter, right? Who's smarter than everybody, and they actually show it. No. Because everyone in the actual world of Hannibal Lecter is competent, so it's believable. In this, he's only smart because everyone else is so fucking retarded. Sorry, guys, for screaming. Fuck. This movie. Ugh. I was too tired yesterday. I'm actually kind of happy I decided to do this video today instead of yesterday. Because I'm actually happy I'm able to vet now. I was tired, and then it was late as shit, too. So I was just like, fuck it, I'll talk about it today. And I actually get to go off now. So, anyway. This movie is like, honestly, I'm like, okay. There's a part of me that just wants to give this a 0 out of 10. I'll give it a 1. I'll give it a 1, and that's only because Josh Hartnett tries. Literally everything else is shit. Pretty much. So, 1 out of 10. Never watching this again. This is arguably M. Night's objectively worst movie. Even worse than Last Airbender. Even After Earth. Because at least those other movies, they're bad. But this is like literally bad. It's badly shot. The really bad camera angles. the dialogue, which just is pointless. The dialogue doesn't mean anything. It's just dialogue just for the sake of, okay, we have to make a movie, so you guys just have to talk. But the dialogue doesn't even matter. Oh, fuck this movie. Like, this is the worst movie of the year for me. Like, on a actual filmmaking aspect, this is the worst film of the year. You know, obviously, part of me wants to say Planet of the Apes because I was so disappointed in Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. But this, you know, Godzilla X Kong was pretty bad too. But man, this was like, as a film, just as a, like, I don't make movies. But fuck, I know at least not to make a movie like this. Because it's like, literally is everything wrong with it. There's, like I said, I only have one positive. Pretty much. That's it. So anyway, let's get to the actual review section. So tomorrow, I'm going to do a wrestling related video, and I figure, why not talk about why I came back to wrestling? I kind of wanted to make this video for a while, but I just, you know, obviously, this channel hadn't been a wrestling channel for a while, but I figure there's nothing wrong with it. Now that I have a wrestling podcast, which there won't be one this Saturday because my co-host is going to be too busy, but we'll be back next Saturday. But we will, but I will figure I still wanted to talk about this. So, well, my video tomorrow is going to be why I came back to pro wrestling, you know, or why I became a wrestling fan. Basically, it's going to be that. I'll figure why not talk about it. And then Friday will be Deadpool 2. But fuck, let's get into this because, all right. I've already been going for 16 minutes. It's just the description. This is going to be a long video, guys. Just bear with me. But anyway, let's get into it. The movie starts. Basically, we see Cooper taking his daughter to the movies because I guess she had good grades. That's what it said on Wikipedia. He takes her to this Lady Raven concert. She's the equivalent of like Taylor Swift in our world, but throughout the movie, she does have like, I'm assuming, I guess you want to kind of call it original music for the movie. It's very much just background music. It's just there. It's nothing special. Obviously, I'm more of a rock and metal guy, so it's not my type of music anyway. But just, I guess, just as an outsider, just looking at his music, it's very much just background music. So it's like, okay, it's just gonna be for the movie anyway. So one of the first reveals, there's a scene, he goes to the bathroom, and obviously he sees the concert is heavily guarded by cops and, you know, the FBI or the feds, whatever you want to call them. And he goes to the bathroom, and it obviously they were real pretty quick. He's the killer, and this dumb motherfucker. That's what I mean. They're trying to say he's so intelligent. He goes in like the bathroom stall, and then just turns on his phone and is just watching his victim. And the guy's screaming, "Help me!" He doesn't like have the audio muted. He doesn't have his phone on mute. He doesn't have like anything like that. He just in plain view just has him looking at it. You're telling me no one heard that? Why is this guy watching somebody scream, "Help me"? I guess someone could say maybe he's watching a movie, but even then, you would have your headphones on for that. Why are you? It's so stupid. Okay. So he goes to a kiosk to buy his daughter a shirt. I guess something happens, and he shows he's like a nice guy, or what he thinks he's a nice guy, a t-shirt guy. I think his name is Jamie. It said his name is Jamie on Reddit. I mean, on not Reddit, Wikipedia. And he basically, this is where we get these weird, awkward fucking camera angles. And it's so bad. It's so distracting. It's like watching the movie because it's in like normal view, and then you get this like zoom in shot of each of them when they're talking. And like, M. Night, do you think this is like a camera trick that you think would look good? It doesn't. It's distracting. I think this camera trick could maybe work. Maybe not in this type of movie, though. Not in this. So for some reason, Jamie takes him down to I guess because he wants to give him a shirt. So he goes to like the employees only place, you know, where you get more merch. Why the fuck is he taking this random dude with him? Oh my god. And I think the other problem is this idea could be interesting. You have a killer in a concert, and okay, even with the contrived whole we've talked about this whole idea that the cops would be doing this thing at a concert makes no fucking sense. Like, if we're being fucking honest here. But at least it's like, okay, if you're gonna have a kill on a concert, maybe let's have a couple kills. I'm not saying this needs to be like Thanksgiving or some like slasher where there's like kills every couple of minutes. I'm not saying that's what this needed to be. But I like the idea if you're gonna do that, at least go with it and do no. There's none of that. Most of the Cooper scenes is just him trying to find like a way out. That's it. There's a scene where he pushes a girl who's, I guess she was really drunk, but still you're telling me there wasn't a camera that showed him pushing her. Like, you could kind of see him push her, even in the fucking movie. So you're telling me no one noticed? But I guess she was drunk. So okay, I can write that one off. But you're telling me this Jamie guy is gonna take him in the fucking employees only thing. I get he did something nice, but why would he take him there when this place is already heavily guarded? Throughout the film, I'm gonna say this again. You see like random dudes who fit like the description of the killer. The cops just randomly will arrest. Even during the concert, you see it. So it's like, what? They're like that alert for that, but for when they have to be, no, it doesn't make they're retarded. It is bad. This movie, like, holy shit, this is like worse than Old. I thought Old was bad. I thought fucking obviously After Earth was painful. This is just straight up like I have no words with this movie. You know, Glass even. At least Glass, there was good acting in it. You know, I thought James McAvoy when he played the Beast and, you know, was able to change his voice, like able to change characters like on a whim. There was at least, even Samuel L. Jackson had good acting moments in that movie. This is just shit. There's like, you know, I'm gonna say it. Josh Hartnett tries. I mean, I don't necessarily think he puts on a bad performance. I do think he's a little bit awkward at the concert. I think the scene where he really thrives is where it is the reveal, where he's almost like flat, I am the killer now, and he's about to kill Lady Raven. I thought that scene was good, you know, in the garage. I thought that was like a very well done scene. Like I'm like, in a better written movie, he could play a really good serial killer. But unfortunately, he's saddled with this bad writing. So he basically, all he does is, and then he, you know, every now and then he runs back into his daughter, there's a scene he tries to go outside. That was after he pushed her. That was the scene he tries to go outside, but the cops heavily guarded. So he goes back into the concert, and then he disappears. And obviously, his daughter's just there to be like, hey, Dad, where are you going? That's kind of it. She doesn't do much. She disappears, and then he goes around again, and I guess he hears, I forgot to mention, yeah, in that scene, when he goes into, I'm gonna call it the break room, where it's like a bunch of SWAT. It's literally just a bunch of SWAT strategizing, or attempting strategizing, because it really doesn't fucking matter in the movie. He stands out like a sore thumb, and I guess because he has the ID, it's like, okay, you're cool. What? This is supposed to be heavily guarded. You're telling me you wouldn't check this guy's history? You wouldn't be like, why the fuck are you in here? You're telling me there wouldn't be a sign that says, hey, no employees allowed today? Because a lot of that shit is probably need to know. And he's able to just go by and grab food. And he's able to basically hear the cop's strategy. He steals a walkie, which for some reason none of them notice their walkie is missing. They don't acknowledge it at all. He takes the walkie and it's just never mentioned again. It's like, fuck. M. Night. Like, this is like a movie where there's like, not in a while have I seen a movie where just everything is wrong. Not like, you know, there's a couple things that don't make sense. No, nothing makes sense. Oh, okay. So he then goes into like a kiosk. Somehow is able to go in. They don't explain it. He just goes in there and dumps a bunch, I think it's oil in the fryer. I don't think at that temperature would that shit explode, but anyway. In a better written movie, I probably wouldn't question that, right? So I'll admit, there are some of the things in this movie, this was better written, I can almost write off, be like, okay, that doesn't make sense, but I'll turn off. But not with this. When it's this much and it's not good, it just all combines and it's just fuck. It just all compounds together. So, yeah, he does that. It explodes. Somehow is able to do that, but then also teleport out and is back in the waiting in the line. Where you would wait, where they would wait for food. It explodes. It does. I don't know if they ever mentioned if the girl died or not, but she, got. I'll just say severely injured. They don't ever explain if she dies or not. He just does these little things. I guess that's like a distraction. He takes one of the aprons. Somehow is able to go to the one of the exits where you head to the roof. Which how? You're telling me that's not fucking guarded? Come on, you're telling me there wouldn't be one of the guards like by the door or even inside the door? Like if it opens, they'll be like, "What are you doing?" Even if they're like, my God, man, it is ridiculous. I'm not kidding you guys. The amount of like, what the fuck? This doesn't make sense. Like, he gets to the roof, and you have like a sniper. Like one of them has a sniper, and you can tell he's like, I don't know if he's like one of them he's either a sniper or he's like in charge. You could like one of the two. And like initially he's like, hey, we don't want anyone up here. But then he lets them up there and then tells them like a code for something. Like, what the fuck? It's like, in your guys, this guy fits your description of the profile you're looking for. And not one of them questions anything. They're just like, okay. It's retarded because like I said, there's scenes where they're just taking random guys who supposedly fit the description and they're just arresting them. But then with this guy, they're just like, okay, who actually fits the... It's like you're making them retarded so the movie can happen. That's what this feels like to me. Because it's like they're on alert enough to arrest other people, like background, I guess, characters or people. But I guess they're not alert enough when it actually is the character that actually needs to be checked on. No, we got to make them retarded so the movie can happen. That's what this feels like to me. And sometimes I'm okay with that. If this was... Because the problem is, dude, this movie takes itself seriously, relatively. This isn't like a parody. This isn't like something like that where it's like, okay, this shit doesn't make sense, but at least it would be a parody, or you're going for like a comedy maybe. But no, this is like supposed to be serious. Because even like, I'm going to go to mention the scene again with Lady Raven, who all she really does at this point is she's either doing the concert, or there's like a scene where she has like a speech before like the start of the song, but that's kind of all she does. She's a background character up until like pretty much until the third act. She really does nothing just besides being on stage and singing. And that's it. That's all her role is relatively throughout. Like I think there's like a scene where she talks about like her dad and letting go, and you would actually think that could be something, maybe they're setting something. No, that doesn't go anywhere. That's just only mentioned for the movie. I also should mention, throughout the film, Cooper sees this old woman, like that's like with gray hair, who they don't explain, but I gather that's supposed to be like his mom, and I'm assuming maybe that's what caused him to be, or I don't know if they're implying that's what they're going for with him being how he became a killer is because he had mommy issues. They don't explain the shit at all. It's very much, they try to leave it open. They leave it like that and be like, okay, so you can catch on, that's what this is. But I'm okay with that when you don't have to flat out explain it in some exposition, but just something. Because throughout the film, he just randomly sees this old lady. And I guess we're supposed to infer that's his mom. I don't know if his mom was like shitty to him or something, and that's what caused him to be a serial killer. But it's, anyway. So, at this point, I think he goes back to the concert and, reconvenes with his daughter. Goes to some random Indian guy that happens, it's M. Night cameo, but basically just somehow happens to be Lady Raven's uncle. Just something, it's like, come on, dude. And it's one of those things, too. If it was just that, it's like, okay, whatever. I can be okay with that if that was the only fucking issue with this movie. Or one of the few issues in it. No. It just list of 1,000 problems in this fucking movie. Just add it. It's, fucking A. And when I mean the meandering dialogue, there's a scene throughout, too. I guess he runs into this redhead lady. I don't know if that's like a friend. That's like, I think that's his daughter's friend's mom. I think, and all they do, they just randomly run at each other and just have dialogue dumps. It's just shit that doesn't matter. It doesn't go anywhere. She doesn't even add to the third act. She's gone. Once they leave the concert, she kind of disappears after the last conversation they have before he runs back inside the concert. It's insane. It's like, what's the point of this character? What's the point of just having him just run into her every couple of minutes? And it doesn't add anything. It's just like, M. Night, are you just padding time, bruh? Are you just like, okay, you two just talk about random shit so I can make it, so it can look like we're doing a movie? Because that's what this feels like. Because there's no actual, like, this doesn't feel like an actual movie. A lot of it's just him running around. I'd be okay with that if A, he was killing people occasionally, but no, he's just kind of running around occasionally trying to, and do some contrived shit so he can, I guess, act like he's ahead. But in reality, I'm gonna keep saying it, everyone's just fucking retarded. That's the only reason it really feels like he's smarter than everybody, because he's just somewhat smart, not because he's actually uber intelligent. No, he's just because he's smarter than these retards in this world. Like, legit, everybody's retarded in this world. It's, ugh, fucking A. This movie is so bad. Like, I didn't think it'd be this bad. I wasn't ready for the. I even had my expectations lowered. I thought maybe, you know what, there's no. Even that did not fucking help. I wasn't ready for it to be this fucking bad. So, he manages to convince her uncle, Lady Raven's uncle, to let him, go backstage and I think let his daughter go on stage too, because she has leukemia, which they didn't vet him. They didn't try to verify if his daughter had leukemia, even though his daughter looks. I'm not kidding you guys. She looks healthy. She looks like a normal, healthy little girl. Like, what? I guess he said had, but even then, like, how long ago did she have it? Because she looks healthy, bruh. Oh my god, like, the SWAT let him go through because they managed to convince him with that story too. Like, are you kidding me? Aren't you guys on this uber tight investigation? Wouldn't you vet this shit? Or wouldn't you just have it be only your daughter can go? You don't get to go. No, they let him go too. They let him go on stage, and then they go talk backstage for a little bit. This is, I guess at this point, I'll say Lady Raven gets kind of into the plot. He, instead of just using his daughter as, if we're going to keep going with this dumb plot anyway, because people bought it anyway in this world, why does he have to, because this is the scene where he reveals to Lady Raven that he's the killer. For no fucking reason, he reveals it. It's like, you don't have to do this. You could just keep lying and say, oh, well, can we use the back entrance with you and make my daughter happy? He probably, if he asked her enough, she probably would have bought it and been like, okay. No, he just doesn't even try. He just tells her he's the killer. It's like, why? Because then you got to think about, okay, if she lets you back home, what's to stop her from going to the cops? Because you can't just kill a big celebrity like that and somehow get away with it. Because up until this point, he was getting away with it, but he's killing, like, I guess you want to say regular folks, if you want to say it like that. I know it's shitty to say it like that, but she's like this big-time celebrity who also has a driver. How is he wouldn't be able to kill her. He wouldn't even have the opportunity. So how, did he not think that ahead? Did he not think she would, like, tell people after? Oh my god. So, and you know what's sad? In a better written movie, the ride back where he pulls out his phone, that shit could have worked, because it's like, she kind of did pull up being intimidated, but the problem was, the whole build-up to it makes no sense. He didn't have to tell her. Ugh. This is where we meet his wife and son, who the son's pointless. They're really, the wife is kind of pointless too. She has no character besides being the reveal. Aside from that, there's no point to her character. all Lady Raven does is stall. So like she tries to force herself to stay at the house, talk to the mom, and it just randomly brings up the butcher. It's the most. Why are you bringing this up right now? It in this context, because obviously we don't have the reveal yet. It makes no sense. Why would you bring this up as a celebrity around a kid? I think the point was they were trying to have it be because throughout the film, I haven't really revealed this either. He's OCD and all that, so I guess they're trying to have her like piss him off, but it doesn't make sense here. It's so random. Somehow she's able to take his phone. I don't even remember how she takes his phone. I don't remember. She just takes his phone. It's like, okay. She locks herself in the bathroom, and and I get what they were going for in the sense you can't have Cooper freak out too much because it would alert his family. But then it's also like you could say this bitch took my phone, like, or obviously lie, make it like she took my phone, and that's why I'm acting this way. Instead of open the door, but I'm gonna try to be quiet about it. While this is going on, she finds the video, and she somehow, I guess, because there's some way she's able to communicate with the victim in the house. That part of it also doesn't make sense. I guess if he can use it to threaten the guy. It's so bad. So she manages to convince him, able to tell him, figure out like, oh, where are you at, and what do you remember before being brought there? He remembers like I think it was like a lion statue that's broken or something like that. And while this goes on, Cooper gets in. He takes her because his family's like out. So at this point, he was basically gonna try to kill her. And I'll admit, this scene in a better fucking movie would have been really good because Josh Hartnett's acting was really good in this. It was very much like he's like, you know what, bitch, I'm done with you. It's like this could have been a really well done scene. Even her acting in this was pretty good in this scene specifically. But it's like this movie is shit. But the door opens, and obviously that plan goes away, and then the cops show up. Because I think she called the cops at that point too. So apparently, too, he has an underground lair in his house. He's able to get out, which makes no sense. I'm like, how the fuck are you able to keep this a secret? Whatever. He does it, and I guess he poses as he takes one of the SWAT outfits and gets in the car with Lady Raven, because I think she thinks it's like her driver, and then he handcuffs her. I'll admit, this part was kind of good. And kind of good, I mean, in a better movie, this scene in the garage could actually work if this film was actually good. Because I actually think Josh Hartnett actually shows off his good acting in this. He really does pull off being creepy. It's just they don't let him show it off much. I felt like there were some scenes like when he was in the concert, actually at the concert, I felt like I think he was trying to be creepy, but obviously he couldn't raise suspicion, but it kind of came off robotic, and maybe they were trying to go for something, but it didn't land. But that's why I said towards the end, I will say this, towards the end, he does get good. In a better movie, he actually would be amazing. Because actually, he could play a really good serial killer. I actually would not, if I was Josh Hartnett, I'd be like, hey, let me try another serial killer role, but in an actual good movie. Because unfortunately, that's why I do feel like in that kind of sense, he was kind of wasted. Because no one else was that good. No one else was good. There was no other character that was good. The daughter's just there. She kind of disappears in the third act, So, but Lady Desiree managed to get away, open the window, have like the crowd flock to her, and then somehow, still, Cooper gets away. It makes no fucking sense. This car, because even not long after the crowd flocks the limo, cops show up. Like, he somehow slips away again. It's like, what? He's not Michael Myers. He's not, like, what is this shit? Like, oh, fuck, man. I'm saying that a lot this video. There's a lot of oh fuck moments in this. So he goes home because his wife lets out the cops, and we basically get the reveal. It's the reveal, or I guess you want to call it twist. It's not. It's a bad one. A good twist, an interesting twist would have been she was in on it with him, but no. What we get is she suspected he was the killer because initially she thought he was cheating on her because he was always coming home late. He followed her. She followed him to one of the houses. I don't know how they don't. It doesn't. This doesn't even make sense to me because it's like because he found him in an abandoned house. What does that mean? He's the butcher? I guess because maybe one of the. I don't know if it was on the news. Maybe like one of the victims was found in an abandoned house. So she put two and two together, I guess. And this is the fucking bigger problem. It makes no sense because instead of going to the police, even anonymously, saying, hey, my husband, I think, is the butcher, and then here's his info, here's where he works, here's where you could just arrest him at his job. That doesn't necessarily know. No, instead of doing that, and I don't know, maybe if they explained, maybe she didn't want to believe it. Even just threw that in there. Have it be she vehemently didn't want to initially believe it, and she didn't want to destroy the family because of it. Okay, if you explain that well enough, I could maybe be a little bit over. You could kind of make that work. Why shouldn't he go to the cops? But she doesn't. So it's like, why didn't she just go to the cops, even anonymously, instead of doing this whole convoluted? You give the ticket stub where her husband is going to be, and you make the cops do this whole big chase. Which who's to say he didn't take any? He's a serial killer. What if he didn't take? Who's to say he didn't take any hostages? He doesn't. But who's to say he wouldn't have? Or there's a chance. And he's in there with his fucking daughter, which is also her daughter. So you put your daughter in danger instead of you could have had him picked up at his job or somewhere. Oh, fuck, man. It makes no sense, bro. Well, we get the reveal about the ticket stub when Lady Raven's talking about it, but that is so convoluted. So instead of just running to the cops, even anonymously, you just give them a ticket stub and do this whole convoluted, contrived sting with your daughter there. You know your daughter's gonna be there with him. What if he fucking freaks out, takes a hostage, or maybe even inadvertently or inadvertently, doesn't matter, kills your daughter. Your daughter gets harmed during it. She didn't. There's a lot wrong with this. Oh my fucking god. So he's about to kill her, but for some reason, it makes no sense. He's like ready to kill her. There's no one around. Because at this point, the daughter's just kind of gone. So it's like, I'm assuming she's asleep. I don't know. I'm not saying he should have killed her, but at least plot-wise, it would make more sense. Instead of sticking to kill her, she somehow was able to convince her, can we have pie first? It's like, nigga, what? What? Pie? It's so out of nowhere. And for some reason he believes it, but it's obviously a trap. The pie is rigged with, I guess, drugs. I don't know if it's drugs he uses on his victims. It's like knockout drugs, basically. And he's able to get, groggy enough to get arrested. And there's a scene where this agent, I don't know if it's implied that the agent was posing as his mom throughout the film, or the nigga was seeing ghosts. I don't know. Like, if you've seen Friday the 13th Part 2, it very much reminded me of that when Jenny posed as Jason. Not Jason, as Mrs. Voorhees. It's kind of like that, because I guess she somewhat looks like his mom. I'm assuming it's her. I think it's the first that it was her throughout, but I guess they knew about his mother. But then if that's the fucking case, then why didn't you arrest him? Because she's like the head of the... If she knew, that's even worse. If she knew this motherfucker had mama issues, she would have known it would have been Cooper. which makes it worse. Why didn't you just say, okay, we need to arrest on this guy specifically instead of this whole fuck? Everyone's just so retarded because we got to have the movie happen. That's what this feels like to me. So, gets arrested. There's the scene, and it's pretty much the last you see of his daughter. She like hugs him. You know, I mean, I don't hate that. I mean, obviously, even she's a kid. She's probably not gonna fully understand it. At the point, it's her dad. He's just seeing him getting taken away. I'm okay. But then, because I guess he has OCD, he fixes a bike. But what he actually does, he takes like one of the parts of it. It's so contrived. I don't know how the fuck he was able to do that. How was he able to hug? This guy is a big, high-profile serial killer. Wouldn't he be in like major chains? No. He's able to get a bite. It's like, God damn, M. Night. Even at almost the end of the movie, you have to do some dumb shit. Like, it's like, how? He's this high-profile serial killer you've been looking for forever, and you have him. Wouldn't you make sure, you have him in like chains where he can't get out? Because, spoiler alert, he gets out and he escapes. That's pretty much the end of the movie. He escapes. I don't know if he was trying to say, "Oh, we're gonna do the Cooperverse." No, I haven't looked at the the box office of this movie, but I don't see it making a lot of money. And it has a lot of negative buzz, so I don't see it continuing. I would be okay with it continuing, but literally it'd have to be M. Night not directing it. But no, because this is M. Night's movie, so he's gonna be part of it, unfortunately. So it's gonna just... Unfortunately, it's stuck with M. Night, and I actually like the idea of Josh Hartnett, because I think he's a good actor, and I actually like that he's getting a resurgence. He's in The Bear, he was in Oppenheimer, he's been in like even fucking Operation Fortune last year. He's getting a little bit of a resurgence, so it's like cool seeing him and stuff. But unfortunately, he's just saddling this piece of shit. Because I actually like the idea of him playing an intelligent serial killer, but with other intelligent, like maybe like really good detective, but he's just one step ahead. I like stories like that. Even like the Batman, World's Greatest Detective. There's stories where Joker specifically is a little bit one step ahead of Batman, but Batman's still intelligent. It's not like, oh, we gotta make Batman retarded so Joker feels intelligent. That's what this feels like here. Everybody else is retarded so we can make Cooper just a bit smarter than them. That's what it feels like. It's not like he's uber steps ahead. It's just everyone else is just so retarded. That's what this feels like to me. And it's sad that Josh Hartnett's in this, because I think he could be in a better movie. And M. Night's daughter, I don't know her name, as Lady Raven, was okay. I think in the same kind of deal. I don't think she's a great actress or anything, but I think this is more the movie that didn't make her look great. I don't fully blame her, right? Because if we're going to be honest, she's not part of like the first two acts, really, besides being at the concert. She gives like a little speech in one scene, but most of the movie, she's until the third act, really, and that's not good, especially if she's going to be supposedly a big part of your movie. Like, there could have been scenes with her doing backstage shit, even getting prepared for a couple of her songs. You could have had a couple of backstage interactions. And maybe you even add a little element. She knows about serial killers. Maybe that would have added to the scene at the house, because she knows about serial killers a little bit. Maybe that, like, just reveal that, and like she has a conversation with one of her hair people or something. You could have given her a little bit more character. And like, this is your daughter, and you're just gonna give her, just sing, and then you're actually gonna do shit in the third act, which is kind of inconsequential because the movie sucks. Anyway, so it's fuck, man. This movie is probably, I'm assuming this has to be almost an hour. Or, hold on, let me check, actually. Oh, we're approaching an hour, 49 minutes. So I kind of figured we were, like, approaching an hour, at least. Like, man, this movie is really bad. Like I said, there's so many issues that, yeah, I kind of figured this was going to be close to a 50-minute video. But, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much going to wrap it here. There's a lot of issues. It's barely a movie. It's just a bunch of dialogue, really bad camera angles. Everyone's just so retarded. So that's the only reason Cooper feels intelligent, because everyone else is just so retarded. But like I said about the wife, she's not really a character either. She shows up in the last, like, maybe 20, 25 minutes of the movie. And the whole reveal is retarded. I've already gone into that. I don't want to really go into it again. It's just so fucking stupid. Like, that instead of just going to the cops, she does this whole convoluted ticket thing so you can set up this stupid sting, which is already stupid to begin with. Oh my god, bro. This is M. Night's worst movie. Like, as a film, it has to be. Like, as bad as After Earth, as bad as Glass, as bad as even The Happening. At least The Happening was funny. It was bad, but at least I can fucking laugh at it. You like hot dogs? Like, there's at least, like, memeable lines. This is just bad, but not in a funny way. Because this actually takes itself serious. I feel like there is a portion... I rewatched The Happening like a year ago. And I do feel like there was a little bit of... They kind of know this is bad, so they're just going to lean into it. No, this actually tries to be serious, I feel like. And it just does not nail it because how absurd it is. Apparently there's a credit scene where Jamie finds out Cooper was the killer. Whatever. That does... Who gives a shit? Who gives a fuck? Anyway. I'm going to wrap it here. Tomorrow I will be doing my wrestling video. Why I came back to wrestling. Because, you know, it's crazy. Because I feel like this has happened twice in life. You know, I watched the Attitude Era growing up. And I kind of tapped out in 2002. And it was more just because at the time I just kind of stopped watching it. Well, especially when I saw, like, Rock and Austin were gone. So it kind of just, that's how it was. But it sucks because in reality I missed the Ruthless Aggression era. But that's another point. I'll talk about that more tomorrow. But I came back in 2008. In a way, I came back in 2008 was funny because I just watched... Because at the time I started... This is when I discovered YouTube. So, like, late 2007. And I just started watching old wrestling, Attitude Era, and even some Ruthless Aggression era clips. And then eventually it just kind of got my urge to watch current wrestling. So I'll go that into more and how I kind of came back again late last year after Survivor Series. So I'll go fully into that. And I'll talk about that tomorrow. And yeah, Deadpool Friday. This movie is a piece of shit. There's so much fucking wrong, man. There's so much wrong. Actually, putting out that's going to be the title. So much wrong. Because that's really all I can say with it. But anyways, guys, I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Next week, I really want to do a Bad Movie Wednesday. Technically, this is a Bad Movie Wednesday. It's just not a fun Bad Movie Wednesday. I'll try to find one that's more dumb fun. This is just bad. But technically, yeah, this is a Bad Movie Wednesday. It is Wednesday. So, and this is a bad movie. Really bad movie. Anyway. Never Too Young. That was just dumb fun. It was bad, but at least I could laugh at it. Like you had Gene Simmons in drag. At least that's funny to laugh at. This is just pain bad. Like, so dumb. So much fucking wrong. Sucks that Josh Hartnett was part of this movie, man. But anyway, talk to y'all later. Talk to y'all tomorrow. Peace.